Ulic didn't come to negotiate. He came to take the Mandalorians, and Mandalore fought to kill. But the Sith won. By Mandalorian law, the strongest commands. With the Brotherhood formed, Ulic Qel-Droma knew that Sith magic alone would not conquer the Republic. He needed warriors, an army that feared nothing. Ancient archives pointed him to the desolate world of Qua, the hunting grounds of the most feared clans in the galaxy, the Mandalorians. As Ulic's ship descended through the stormy atmosphere, he saw them, not standing on the ground, but riding through the sky on beasts made of iron, the Basilisk war droids. The Mandalorians were not just soldiers, they were conquerors who had tamed technology into weapons of terror. Waiting for him was their leader, Mandalore the Indomitable, a giant of a man encased in ancient crusader armor, his face hidden behind the iconic mask that defined his people. He did not greet Ulic with diplomacy. To a Mandalorian, a stranger is either a threat to be eliminated or a conquest to be claimed. Ulic stood alone against an army. He didn't offer credits or treaties. He offered a challenge. He claimed that he, a Sith Lord, was the superior warrior. The insult was calculated. Mandalore accepted the challenge immediately. The terms were simple. If Ulic died, his life was forfeit. If Ulic won, the Mandalorians would serve him. They met on the Circle of Iron, a platform suspended high above the jagged plains of Qua. No blasters, no starships, only melee weapons and personal skill. The Mandalorian clans gathered around, chanting for blood. They expected the Jedi-turned-Sith to fall quickly against their warlord. The duel was ferocious. Mandalore fought with the brute strength of a basilisk, wielding a massive mythosaur axe. Ulic fought with the augmented speed of the Force, his lightsaber clashing against the Beskar-forged weapons of his opponent. It was a battle of two philosophies, the way of the warrior versus the dark side of the Force. For a moment it seemed Mandalore would win. He utilized his jetpack and flamethrower, pushing Ulic to the edge of the platform. The physical might of the Mandalorian leader was overwhelming. Ulic was battered, his robes torn, forced onto the defensive. But Ulic Qel-Droma was no longer just a man. He was a vessel of Sith power. Summoning his rage, he shattered Mandalore's weapon with a precise strike and used the Force to bring the giant warrior to his knees. The blade of his lightsaber hummed inches from Mandalore's throat. The silence on the plains was deafening. Mandalore the Indomitable did not beg for mercy. He looked at the blade, then up at his conqueror. By the ancient laws of his people, the stronger warrior commands. He removed his helmet, a rare sign of respect, and bowed. The entire Mandalorian army followed suit. They had a new master. The Union was terrifying. The dark sorcery of the Krath was now backed by the industrial might and tactical brilliance of the Mandalorians. Ulic Qel-Droma inspected his new troops, outlining his plan. They would not just raid border worlds. They would strike at the heart of the Republic's military power. Their target was the Fort Rost shipyards, the Republic's secret depot for its heavy capital ships. Thousands of unused warships lay dormant there, protected by codes only high-ranking Jedi and Republic officers knew. Ulic, a former hero of the Republic, possessed those codes. The plan was a masterpiece of deception. Using a captured Republic transponder, Ulic led a small strike team right past the orbital defenses. The station commanders believed it was a routine inspection. They had no idea they were opening the gates to the enemy. Once inside the perimeter, the ruse was dropped. Mandalorian boarding pods smashed into the control centers. Krath illusions sowed panic among the crew. In minutes, the orbital guns were silenced. The shipyards belonged to the Sith. But Ulic didn't just want to destroy the shipyard. He wanted the ships. Under his command, hundreds of brand new Republic cruisers, ships meant to defend democracy, were hijacked by Mandalorian crews. The irony was cruel. The Republic had built the very fleet that would soon burn its worlds. On Coruscant, the news hit like a meteor. The Forost shipyards had fallen. The Sith didn't just have an army anymore. They had a fleet that rivaled the Republic Navy. The Senate was in uproar. The Jedi Council realized that the war they feared was no longer coming. It was already here. From the bridge of his new flagship, Ulic Qel-Droma set his sights on the next target. Beside him stood Mandalore, ready for war. Ulic didn't look at the outer rim maps. He looked towards the core. He looked towards Coruscant. The invasion had begun.